I always hated the humans. Not because they were particularly offensive, though their fleshy, hairless appearance was unpleasant. It was their smugness, the way they quietly agreed to everything we demanded, back when we first flaunted our military fleet, acting as though they were too small to resist. They never argued, never fought back, but their expressions, blank, not fearful, just annoying. It was a century ago, by our time at least, when we first approached them. Our supreme commanders insisted we show our might. Humanity was a burgeoning race, relatively new to the galactic stage, and their proximity to our borders made them a concern. We needed to flex our military strength, make the humans submit without bloodshed, let them know that resistance was futile. We sent our most intimidating ships, motherships gleaming in the cold void, escorted by an armada designed to intimidate. We showed them what we had, and they folded, didn't even argue. They agreed so quickly it almost felt like they knew something, but our leaders were too busy gloating to notice. For them, the humans' compliance was a sign of submission, the final proof of our superiority. In hindsight, the speed with which they surrendered should have been a red flag. Now the galaxy had shifted. Our once great fleet was stretched thin, bogged down in an ill-advised war against a distant, powerful civilization. Half our ships were gone, destroyed or scattered. We'd been bluffing for years, keeping up appearances of dominance while our true strength crumbled. And that's when the deserters showed up. Some of our ships, damaged and fleeing the war, decided to hide in human space. Cowards. They must have thought those primitive apes wouldn't dare turn them in. The nerve. We couldn't let them escape punishment behind human borders. What would that say about our control? So we sent a message, polite but firm. Hand over our ships or face the consequences. I expected swift compliance. After all, that had worked last time. But the humans declined, with the same eerie calm they'd shown a century ago. This time, though, something felt different. They were still polite, but not fearful. They didn't even offer excuses. Just, no. Our commanders, stung by this rejection, ordered an immediate show of force. We deployed a mothership and 25 ships, just enough to rattle the humans into compliance. It should have worked. It always worked, except it didn't. The humans responded in kind. 1 mothership and 26 ships. 1 more than us. Exactly 1 more. As if they were playing a game, adding just enough to one-up us. Still polite, still calm. This must be a misunderstanding, our admiral muttered. Maybe they don't realize what they're doing. We sent more ships. They did it again. 27 ships. Just 1 more. I started to get that uneasy feeling again. The same one I'd felt all those years ago when they folded too easily. Every time we escalated, they escalated back. Cool, deliberate, and always just 1 step ahead. It was like watching someone lay down cards in a game of poker, but the other player never flinched, never showed fear. The truth was, they didn't need to. We were bluffing, and deep down, I think they always knew. We doubled down, sent another wave of ships, but we were running low, really low. Each time we pushed, the humans answered, calm as ever. But now, we were nearing our limit. No one wanted to say it out loud, but we were sending out everything we had. It was all on the table, and they were still matching us, always with just 1 more. Then, it hit us. The humans were never intimidated. They were just waiting. All those years ago, they hadn't bowed to our strength. They had played along. Back then, they didn't have a military to match us. But now they were bigger, stronger, and they had let us think we were still in control. The mothership captains whispered about the possibility. What if they've been building all this time? What if their politeness was a front? I didn't want to believe it, but there was no denying it anymore. The humans weren't just keeping up with us. They were holding back. The real power behind their fleet wasn't the number of ships. It was their patience. They didn't need to rush or show off. They had already won the moment we started pushing. Then came the final insult, a message from their command. We respectfully decline your request, they said, still maddeningly calm. But we welcome further discussions. If you'd like to de-escalate, de-escalate. They were offering us an out, a way to retreat without outright admitting defeat. I hated them in that moment, hated their quiet superiority, their infuriating calm. And worst of all, I hated that we had no choice. Our fleet was tapped out. We couldn't send more ships because we didn't have more ships. The humans had known all along. They'd seen through our bluff from the beginning. They let us believe in our own power while quietly building a military that made ours look like a joke. And now, standing on the precipice of humiliation, we had to back down. We had bluffed our way into a cold war with an enemy who had been planning for this moment all along. And the worst part? They never had to raise their voice, never had to fire a shot. I hate humans.